Hey there, Jen Dize here for Status Coup, and I have some news for you. I'm going to be going to Nevada. That's right. So you know the caucuses are coming up on the 22nd, and originally Jordan was going to go to Nevada, but not only has he been running himself ragged, he just went to the Iowa caucuses, and then back to back he went to New Hampshire for the primary. He has caught a nasty bug, so he actually went to the doctor today, and he was advised to not travel right now. So we immediately decided that I'm going to go instead because Status Coup wants to be on the ground. We've already caught wind of some shenanigans going on, some not so good looking stuff. So we're going to be there every step of the way. I'm going to be investigating. I've been talking to sources. Anything that happens, we will be there reporting on it. So I'm really excited. Definitely send Jordan lots of love. He really doesn't feel well. I think right now he said he's eating some chicken noodle soup. So best wishes to Jordan. I really hope he gets some rest. And maybe we'll get him to do some Skyping calls and things like that while I'm out in Nevada. But otherwise, it'll be Jamal and I on the ground, hitting the trail wherever it takes us in Nevada. So very excited, but also infuriated, because there are so many crazy things happening already when it comes to early voting. So I'm going to do a little bit of reporting on that right now, but I wanted to announce that I will be going to Nevada and to please support us, Jamal and I, in any way that you can. Become a member at statuscoup.com/join to help us do this in-field reporting trip. If you're already a member, you can support at paypal.me/statuscoup. There are other options as well. If you want to email us at info@statuscoup.com, we can send you those options, including a P.O. box you can send checks to, whatever works for you. I can't thank you guys enough. You're the reason we're able to report in the field. And sorry if I look a little red and winded right now. I just realized I've been running around trying to pack because this is all kind of last minute. So I'm reporting and I'm packing and I'm reading and I'm trying to watch videos and trying to prepare. But it's all worth it. And I'm really pumped up. So let's turn to something that doesn't get me pumped up. Or at least it gets me pumped up in the wrong way, as in mad. Let's take a look. Oh, before we do that, let me show you this great graphic that Colin Tooley made. So this shows me going to Nevada. So thank you very much, Colin, for making that graphic. You'll see it throughout my time reporting. So now let's get to the part that infuriates me. One of the parts. Here we have a CNN clip. So this is with Kate Baldwin, and this is she has on the show Molly Forgy, who's the communications director for the Nevada State Democratic Party. So what she's going to talk about is the fact that early voting has been kind of a mess. Not just kind of, it's been a big old mess. In fact, campaigns are really upset and up in arms about this, and they've been having behind the scenes phone calls and trying to figure things out, and the Nevada State Party is really not being forthcoming. So does that sound familiar? It's starting to sound a little bit too close to home. It's starting to sound a little bit too much like Iowa. So let's take a look at what's going on.
We have heard from sources that the campaigns have been floating concerns about not getting enough information. How many ballots so far have been deemed invalid, the early ballots?
You know, there's really a small percentage of folks that have experienced that, and what I can tell you is that we've made sure our volunteers are educated on the process. They know how to deliver the instructions to participants, and we feel very confident in that. Like you mentioned, we have a lot of participants turning out over these past 3 days, today included, and you know, on Saturday, a majority of participants were new to this process, hadn't caucused before. So we feel very good going into caucus day and are very excited by the turnout we've seen so far.
Can you give a number? I know that's something that the campaigns were interested in. A percentage, or how many of the ballots have so far been deemed invalid?
You know, I don't have an exact number for you right now, but that is something we are providing to campaigns.
I'm going to cut in right there and let's talk about what has happened so far in this clip. So there are ballots. There's early voting going on for the first time in Nevada. So this works differently than the typical caucus system that happens in Nevada, which will this time take place on February 22nd. So right now is early voting. Some people are having to wait in line for 3 hours for early voting, by the way. But in certain cases, the ballots are being deemed invalid, which means they don't count. So someone might wait 3 hours in line, vote, and then find out, or not, as we'll see, they may never find out, that their ballot is in fact been deemed invalid. And this is just, this is to be expected. Sometimes people don't sign their name, or they don't do whatever they're supposed to do. They don't follow the directions. That's to be expected. It's unfortunate, but there should be something in place to let them know about it. So instead of the state party letting them know about it and letting them know that they need to vote again, or come in and vote again early, or go into caucus, here's what they do instead. Let's keep watching.
If someone's ballot is deemed invalid, will they be notified so they have a chance to show up and caucus this weekend?
That's right. That's why we're providing their names to campaigns to make sure that outreach happens.
And so it's up to the campaigns to reach out to specific voters?
To their supporters, that's right. Yeah, if they want to see a list of folks who have turned out, they know they don't need to reach out to them ahead of caucus day, and they know who they do need to reach out to.
Oh.
What? Are you watching the same thing that I'm watching? I know you are. What are they talking about? So they are providing, according to this person, this comms director for the Nevada State Party, and to Kate Baldwin's befuddlement, they are not notifying these people directly that their ballots have been deemed invalid. Instead, they are apparently providing a list to campaigns so that they can do the outreach. Let's keep watching. I can't.
Oh, so you send the voter ID to the campaigns, and the campaigns will reach out directly to voters to say that their early ballot's been deemed invalid?
We provide them with a list of the data of folks who have participated so they know how to structure their outreach and make sure that they're reaching every voter, every supporter, and that their folks turn out on Saturday. That's right.
Oh, but specifically, you're not going to be contacting a voter to say, Ms. Smith, you didn't sign this, so your early ballot was deemed invalid?
Right, and that's why we've made sure our volunteers are instructing participants, making sure they know how to complete their ballots, make sure they know to sign their ballots, and that's really important to us, and that's our priority right now.
Okay, so I've already kind of broken this down, but in certain cases, the ballots are deemed invalid. Who gets to decide that? People. People. People who have their own self-interest. But that's a story for another day. So someone determines that this ballot is invalid, that ballots are invalid, but they don't notify anybody, except for they send a list to the campaigns so that they can, for their outreach. Except for campaigns, from what I've heard, don't seem to trust this. They don't seem to trust what's going on. As Kate Baldwin said, they've been waiting for these numbers to come out. So if they don't have the numbers yet, then they certainly don't have specific voters that they're supposed to be reaching out to. And really, that seems like something that falls on the lap of the state party or of the volunteers at the caucus sites. Why do the campaigns receive this list? I mean, I think it's good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good that they receive a list of who's participated early and all that. I think that's good information for campaigns to have. But for campaigns to be the ones to then reach out to people saying, oh, hey, they deemed your ballot invalid, it seems like an added step that doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It would be much easier for the state party or for the volunteers at the caucus sites to say, oh, so-and-so, your ballot has been deemed invalid. They should be notified in some way. I understand it's a tight timeline. It's right now the 18th. Early voting goes through tomorrow. So it's a tight timeline to notify anyone. But now you're adding an extra step of the campaigns having to get that information first. It all seems just not okay, and it seems fishy to me. So I'll keep an eye on it. That's for sure. We're going to figure out what's going on here. That's not even, that's just the tip of the iceberg with stuff that's going on. So let's take a look. The Washington Post, and this was 2 days ago, so I'm doing additional reporting behind the scenes, talking to sources once again. But as of 2 days ago, campaigns warn of chaos ahead of the Nevada caucuses. With the Nevada caucuses days away, campaign officials and Democratic activists are increasingly alarmed that they might prove a debacle as damaging as the vote in Iowa. further setting back the party in its urgent effort to coalesce around a nominee to take on President Trump. Campaigns said they still have not gotten the party to offer even a basic explanation of how key parts of the process will work. Volunteers are reporting problems with the technology that's been deployed in the last minute to make the vote count smoother. And experts are raising serious questions about a tool the party has been feverishly assembling to replace the one scrapped after the meltdown in Iowa. Anyone else see the issues here? Campaigns are not being told even what the process is because they're making it up as they go along. The Nevada State Democratic Party is making it up as they go along. The technology that they're supposed to be using, the so-called tool that will be put on iPads apparently, nobody knows what the heck is going on with that. Nobody knows exactly what that entails. It's really, really alarming. Nobody knows what's going on. It feels like the state party is making it up as they go along, said one Democratic presidential aide, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss the process. That's not how we need to be running an election. We're going to skip parts of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. They're talking about early voting, which we've already discussed, that they had planned to use the Shadow app like in Iowa, but they scrapped those plans. So I think these quotes are particularly telling. If the party had this process well defined and had confidence in it, I think that we'd know a lot more about it, one of the Democratic aides said. This is not looking good at all. State party officials have strenuously denied a lack of communication, pointing to group conference calls and briefings they've held with campaign officials as they quickly retooled their caucus process. We are in constant contact with campaigns, said a state Democratic Party official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to speak more candidly about the process. Oh, this is what you call candid? We communicate at a very high level with the campaigns, and we have kept them informed every step of the way. But several campaigns complain that these interactions seem designed to avoid questions. Last Monday, multiple aides from different campaigns said they were given just minutes' notice for an evening conference call announcing a key decision about early voting. The call was so sudden that one top campaign aide, in the middle of a caucus training for volunteers, was unable to join. On Thursday, when the party released an update on early voting, several campaigns said they learned of the memo from reporters before they received it from the party. We've been learning more about this process from the media than the state party or the DNC, said a Democratic aide. Oh boy. So a lot of people are coming forward or speaking anonymously to talk about what a mess this is. Mess is definitely an understatement. Let's see here. Again, I'm not going to read all of this for you, but this is what I wanted to get to as well. How they're going to tally the votes, because this was such a mess in Iowa. Not only tallying the votes, but also reporting the votes. Experts have also raised serious concerns about the state party's plan for tallying votes on caucus night. Nevada officials have been using a Google-based form pre-installed on party-purchased iPads to register voters when they arrive during early voting. So that's early voting. Those voters are then given a paper ballot to rank their candidate choices. Those ballots will be verified and scanned at processing centers before they are somehow transmitted to precincts for the in-purpose caucuses. On caucus night, caucus administrators will access the early vote data through the Google Forms web application the party has referred to as a caucus calculator on party-issued iPads. Some technical aspects of how the iPad software will work are unclear. So the rest of the article basically goes along those same lines. It's basically, we don't know what's going on. The campaigns don't know what's going on. The volunteers don't know what's going on. And it's just the Nevada State Party saying, oh, we everything's fine. What are you guys worried about? It's like that scene with the dog sitting and sipping coffee or tea while everything's on fire behind him. That's what it reminds me of. So I will drop this link in the description. I have to go make some phone calls about what else is going on in Nevada, figure some things out. But as I said, I'm really excited to announce that I'll be on the ground, so I'll be able to witness as many of these shenanigans, as much of what's going on as possible. We really, really thank you guys for your support. Here's me again in Nevada, a less sweaty and red me. As I said, I've been running around like crazy, but that's okay. I love it. So I also want to show you our member chart. So we have a huge, huge goal. We want to be able to send Jordan. He will be feeling better. He's on the mend. We want to send him to South Carolina after this. So we have a goal of reaching 1,500 members by the end of my time in Nevada. So right now we are at 1,341 members. So you can join for as low as $5 a month and help send Jordan to South Carolina, help send me to Nevada, just $5 a month, $5. That's it. It might seem like a low amount, but it definitely helps so much. statuscoup.com/join. If you are already a member, you can support us by going to paypal.me/statuscoup. You can also, there are other ways as well. We have a GoFundMe, just search for Status Coup. But again, membership is how we grow, and you'll get some great behind the scenes content too. I'll be filming some video diaries, telling you some behind the scenes while I'm in Nevada. I won't be hitting the slot machines. I've never been to Nevada or Las Vegas or anything like that. It's like a foreign planet to me, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But really, what I care about is getting on the ground and helping keep track of democracy, because right now it sure looks like our democracy is being stolen, and the state parties and the DNC, they can't keep getting away with just not having any answers for anyone. They can't just make things up as they go along and pretend that it's all okay. So Status Coup will be there. I will be there. statuscoup.com/join. Please help us get to our goal of 1,500 members by the end of Nevada. We are actually so close. So it really makes a difference. Okay, I'll stop begging you. It's not really begging, right? It's like, I'll give you some journalism, you give me some memberships. All right, I'm getting silly now. But please keep watching our videos. Stay tuned. We got some crazy stuff in the works, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.